years before Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is the next series to take place in the Song of Ice and Fire universe. Adapted from Fire and Blood, and according to George R. R. Martin, is expected to have 10 episodes for the first season, with a considerable amount of writing already done for the series. I for one hope that it does begin with Aegon's conquest of Westeros. There's so much that transpires and so many interesting characters and events, such as the burning of Harrenhal, and one battle that I'm particularly really keen on seeing, which is the Battle of the Last Storm, which I will be making a video about soon. Now I would like to give a brief description on the 3 dragons that we could expect to see and the riders if the series does begin with Aegon's conquest. The first dragon is Meraxes, hatched on Dragonstone and smaller than Balerion but larger than Vhagar, and said to be able to swallow a horse whole. This dragon was ridden by Rhaenys, Aegon's youngest sister wife, who had traditional Valyrian features of silver gold hair and purple eyes. She was said to love riding her dragon and flew more than Aegon and Visenya combined. The second dragon was Vhagar. Vhagar, like Meraxes, was also hatched on Dragonstone and was ridden by Aegon's oldest sister wife, Visenya. Visenya was said to, like her sister Rhaenys, have the traditional Valyrian features, but unlike Rhaenys, she was unforgiving and serious, and it was rumored that she dabbled in the dark arts. She also, from a young age, trained with her brother Aegon, and as a result became a skilled warrior, wielding the Valyrian steel sword, Dark Sister. And it was also said that she was as comfortable in ringmail as she was in silk. And the last dragon was Balerion, a massive beast said to have teeth as long as swords and so large that he could swallow a mammoth whole. Balerion, unlike Vhagar and Meraxes, who were both hatched on Dragonstone, came to Westeros 100 years before the conquest, brought from Valyria with 4 other dragons and Aegon, Visenya, and Rhaenys' ancestors to the Drury Island in Blackwater Bay by Aenar Targaryen after he had sold his holdings in the freehold. Now, Aenar's reasoning for abandoning the freehold is skeptical. And of the 5 dragons brought from Valyria, only Balerion survived. The others had died for unknown reasons. Now, around the time of the conquest, Balerion is ridden by Aegon, who was said to be tall, broad-shouldered, and had the traditional Valyrian features like his sister wives, Rhaenys and Visenya. He was charismatic, and his crown was a simple Valyrian steel circlet with square rubies. As king, he made it his mission to travel throughout Westeros and even went so far as to follow and allow local customs to remain in place. Great joy in telling his grandchildren the stories of his conquests. If anyone so happens to see this video, let me know who you'd like to see in House of the Dragon and what point you think the series would start. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be making more videos about the characters and events that transpire from Fire and Blood, as well as other videos pertaining to A Song of Ice and Fire. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media so you can get notified when I upload.